A liar. As Davide would say, a liar. A liar and an actor. Hi, my name is Lacey and welcome to my recap of episode 23 of Love Island UK Summer 2023. Episode 22 was Unseen Bits and I'm not doing that, and episode 24 will be After Sun and I'm not going to do that. And remember, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when my next recap is. I'm also doing Temptation Island, Love Always, and The Big D, and Love is Blind, and Love Island US, and Too Hot to Handle are coming soon. So make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I can do it with your help. So thank you for your support. The dumping of the century has just happened and Molly has been booted. The girls hug Molly and dramatic, and everyone then leaves so that Zach and Molly can have some privacy. Zach just kind of like stares blankly ahead as Molly's crying, and he's just like, not like this, not like this. And he just really doesn't have anything to say. And then Molly hugs Mitch, and Mitch says, I love you, Molly, I'm always here for you, stuff like that. Shady on Zach's part, I'm not gonna lie. Tyreek says to Zachariah that Molly is not your girl, so you can't leave. So I don't even know if Zachariah was even thinking about leaving. He didn't seem like it. He just seemed kind of shell-shocked for the most part. And then Ty was like, you can't leave, and then that was that. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna leave. It was pretty simple for Zach. It just didn't seem like he was torn at all. Molly says in her outro that she's gonna wait for Zach. Good luck, girl. I'm really surprised, honestly, that Molly was dumped before Leah. Because Leah's kind of, I don't know, she's just not even like that interesting, I'm sorry, on the show. I'm sure she's lovely in person, but on the show she's not that interesting. I mean, Molly was getting kind of boring too, but at least she kind of had something in the beginning. I don't know. Zach and Katie talk, and Zach's like, look, it's hard. Katie's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And he's like, don't feel sorry, you didn't know that was gonna happen. Zach's still open to getting to know her, and he's excited that she picked him. The guys are talking, and I think Sammy says like, oh, what do you guys think Zach's gonna do? And Tyreek's like, Molly who? He's gonna move on real quick. And Ty was not wrong. Ty knows one when he sees one, because he is one. F-boy. Katie talks to the girls, and she said, I wouldn't have picked him if he didn't say he was open. So I kind of got the impression that he and Molly weren't as serious as I guess they were. So the girls are pretty nice to Katie, and Ella even checks on her to make sure she's doing okay, and after Molly got dumped. So I appreciate that they're nice to Katie. Sam talks to Jess, and Sam is insinuating that he misses Jess and he wants to keep chatting with her, and she's like, where is this going? What are you talking about? Because I feel like Jess is trying to move on from Sammy, and he just keeps kind of reeling her back in just to make sure she's on the hook for if he needs a backup safety net, I think. He says he wants to keep chatting, and he says, don't worry, just sleep on it. And she's kind of like, I'm not sure. Getting ready for bed, though. Jess does tell Mal what Sammy said. And Mal's like, okay, good to know. I'm going to keep my eye on that. And what's funny is that Mal pulls the same card Sammy did with Jess. He's not even my type. How dare he play me? The attitude on some of these people. The arrogance. The girls are talking and saying that Molly would have definitely left with Zach, which is, I think that's true. I bet she would have left with Zach. So they're throwing side eye at Zach right now, going like, he didn't really like her. The next day is Catherine's birthday. Woo, Catherine, happy birthday, girl. Katie says that Zach grabbed her in his sleep. A likely story. In the morning debrief, Zach says that he is happy that Katie chose him. It was very nice. He is a little weird about how everything went down, but he's open to getting to know her and looking forward to it. The girls talk, and Katie says that Zach has been really nice. Ella is having a hard time with Tyreek because she thought she was over tests with Tyreek and new bombshells coming in. So she's a little concerned about Tyreek showing his true colors, especially since it could have been Ella just as much as it could have been Molly going home the previous night. Like, if Katie had chosen Tyreek instead of Zach, Ella would have gone home. And Tyreek, I don't know, it doesn't seem like he cares, because he is telling the guys in his morning debrief that he's happy that Ella he's still here so he can talk to Katie and Ella. It's a win-win. Tyreek, I am disappointed. Ella and Tyreek have a chat, and Ella asks if Tyreek wanted to get picked, and he kind of said, yeah, it's nice to get picked. And then he goes on to say that he misses the game. I didn't think he'd be so blatant about it. And so she's like, well, then what are you doing with me? Why are you with me if you miss the game? And he's just like, oh no, it's just comfortable who I was, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to change. Tyreek says if she wants exclusivity, he can't give it to her, and he walks away. Ella tells the girls what had happened, and they are shocked and pissed, rightfully so. Sam and Mal have a chat, and Sammy's like, why were you kind of mad at me last night? And she says, because you were telling Jess one thing and telling me another. And he's like, no, I have more chemistry with you in 3 days than I had with Jess in 2 weeks. And he prefers her, and he blames it on Jess, saying like Jess backed him into a corner and he felt bad, and that he just kind of was backed into a corner to say that he missed her. That is not the case at all. He pulled her to say that he missed Jess. So Sammy is a liar, and I hope it comes out soon, because I hate Sammy. Nope. I dislike him very much. He's a liar. A liar. As Davide would say, a liar. A liar and an actor. Ella talks to the girls, and she says how hurt she is, and Whitney says, you got to stop expecting anything from Tyreek. He's not... Just don't put expectations on him, because he doesn't seem like he's going to change. And they encourage Ella to talk to other people. But it is time for the sexy heart rate challenge. Ooh, this is one of my favorites because I just like the outfits. The girls go first, and Jess is dressed like a cheerleader. And the highlights are she bit Sam's ear. She brought Mitch he was laying on the ground, and she straddled him. And I was kind of surprised that Mitch could stand up afterward. Ella, it was kind of like a Vegas girl peacocky thing with some feathers in the back. It was very sparkly and very pretty. She mostly focused on Ty. She got Sam to stand up and kind of danced on him. And Tyreek looked a little pissed at that. But I'm happy that Ella danced on somebody other than Tyreek, because you don't deserve her. Whitney was dressed as a gold angel, and Zach was loving the show, the badonk, the peach, as it were. She made really sensual, like sexy, mature eye contact when she was with the guys, which was pretty hot. And she ended up kissing Meddy, because that makes sense. Leah was in like a pink sparkly number. Again, there were some feathers and some sparkles. She kissed Montel, and Zach's jaw was like on the floor. I expected a little bit more from her dancing, but it was fine. Mal was a cheetah and was so uncomfortable that she was laughing the entire time. She did a whip a couple times, but she didn't do any lap dances or any kissing. She just kind of stayed. I think she put her ears on Mitch at one point. But she was just too embarrassed and too self-conscious, I think, to do serious sexy dance. Catherine was in like a black cloak and like a masquerade mask, and she threw down. She sucked Meddy's finger. Everyone was stunned and said how sensual she was, and they loved it. Katie was last, and she was like in camo military sort of thing, and she kissed Zach's cheek, and that was pretty much the highlight of hers. She was fine. She was okay. She was there. The guys' turn. So Tyreek was a boxer in the red robe and the boxing gloves and the shorts, and he gave Katie a little extra something, but he mainly focused on Ella, which he should, and he brought Ella to the ground and kind of grooved on her a little bit. Montel was dressed kind of like a biker, is kind of what I got, the leather jacket and leather pants and like the kind of biker hat, and he made out with Leah. Scott was in a red cape. I really don't know what he was, but it was just like a red cape and little red undies. And he picked Catherine up and took her to the ground, and then he spanked her as she was going to sit back down. Mehdi was dressed as a gladiator, and he came out, and first off was Catherine, and he made out with her. A shock to everyone. He made out with her. And then he goes, happy birthday. Like, you're welcome. And then he moves on to the next girl. I forget who it was, but he made out with them too. And then he goes on to the next girl, and he makes out with them, like tongue and everything. Everybody's jaws were on the floor, like, what the are you doing? No. And Whitney's just like laughing uncomfortably because, like, what else are you supposed to do? All the girls that he kisses too are like pushing their heads back so far to try and avoid him, but there's nowhere to go, and so they can't avoid kissing him. They looked very uncomfortable, and Whitney was not happy. Zach was a fireman, and he was spraying his little hose. He kisses up Catherine's arms and a lot of necks on the girls, and when he's on top of Whitney, sort of, they look like they kind of kissed, like at least lips touched in like a sort of way. It was sexy. He ends up picking up Katie and dancing with her a little bit, so. Sammy is also a gold angel, which matches Whitney, weird. His shorts were very, very tiny. Left little to the imagination. He picks up Mal and kisses her a little bit, and her nose rubs off on him. Lastly was Mitch, and he was a plumber, and he had two plungers, and he was throwing them around. It was silly. He was confident, and I like seeing him actually like take charge of something. Honestly, I like Mitch. He needs to chill a little bit and back off. He needs to be less, stalker. If he chilled out, I think he would be a great boyfriend. Katie spanked his butt. He led her to spank his butt, and I just like I like this side of Mitch more so than the hero. He kisses Jess, laying it on thick, trying to make his move. And the results of the heart rate challenge. Ella raised Tyreek and Scott's heart rate. Jess raised Mitch and Sam's heart rate. Catherine raised Mehdi's heart rate. And Leah raised Montel and Zachariah's heart rate. For the guys, Sammy raised Catherine, Mal, and Katie's heart rate the most. Mehdi raised Jess's the most, probably because she was terrified. Tyreek raised Leah's the most. And Zachariah raised Ella and Whitney's heart rate the most. And Tyreek was a little upset about that, and the girls kind of made fun of him, a little jab at Tyreek, because he didn't raise Ella's heart rate the most. And overall, the girls win. They don't win anything. It's just like they're the hotter ones, I guess. And that always is the case because guys can't dance. And guys are easily turned on. It's just built into the game. Anyway, that is my recap of episode 21 of Love Island UK Summer 2023. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And also, I would love to hear your thoughts on the heart rate challenge. And what did you think of Mehdi? Ew. Heh. Whose outfit did you like the most? And whose performance did you like the most? Who was the most awkward? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Please subscribe so you can see more Biscuit.